It makes us so angry we want to vomit. Aunt of 13 children locked up in California house of horror. Louise and David Turpin denied 37 charges of torture and false imprisonment against their children who were aged between 2 and 29 in court last month. The pair are accused of forcing their children to endure years of abuse including starvation, being chained to beds and assaulted at their home in California. And speaking on Good Morning Britain today, Mrs. Turpin's sister Elizabeth Flores and her cousin Tricia Andreessen said they noticed her eyes change when they looked through old family photos. The pair said that Mrs. Turpin has not shown any signs of remorse and described her being in La La Land during her court appearance when they spoke from their home in North Carolina. Ms. Flores said of learning the news earlier this year, "I actually didn't know anything. I haven't seen them since 2010. And even at that time I didn't see all the children. I had lost contact with Louise 2 years ago. I hadn't had any phone contact or anything for 2 years. I broke down. I fell apart. I didn't know how to respond actually, it was like I was living a nightmare and couldn't wake up." Ms. Andreessen added, "It was a nightmare. We couldn't believe what we were seeing. Especially because as children, the three of us played a lot together. Louise and I are only a year and a half apart, so we were really close growing up. We would all play board games and all that. It was a real shock, because the times when I would talk to her on social media we had gone our separate ways. I'd follow the business world, she was in a whole other world, but everything had looked normal." Asked what had gone wrong in that part of the family, Ms. Flores said, "I have no idea. We're searching for answers just like the rest of the world. We really don't know what happened. That's why we're seeking out answers just like you are." Her cousin added, "It really makes us so angry. We really just want to vomit. We had to see them face to face and see if one is a psychopath. I don't even know." Ms. Flores described what it was like seeing her sister in court and said she did not look remorseful. She continued, "Louise was really living in a La La Land, that she didn't do nothing wrong and that she's going to get out and we're going to play board games again. And just kind of like that attitude where David was broken. He knew that he had messed up and he was broken. That's what we gathered." Ms. Andreessen added, "When we went and saw Louise, we walked out of there and we were like, oh my gosh, what in the world are we seeing? Is she just totally insane? What in the world?" Then we went and saw David and he was just sobbing. He would sob like his shoulders would shake up and down. When mentioned about his parents and his brother and not seeing them, I said, I don't know all the things you've done, and he said, it will come out. Of hearing the horrors of what they had committed, Tricia added, that makes my heart hurt. And that's why we're standing in the gap for these kids. Asked if Louise and David realize scale of what they've done, Elizabeth said, I don't think Louise does. I think David is starting to realize. Ms. Andreessen said, we don't know. Was he crying because he got caught? Is he crying because he's remorseful? Is he crying because he's separated from Louise? We don't really know. Louise, on the other hand, I hope to God they're going to give a psychological evaluation. Asked if they've been in contact with the children, her sister explained, we haven't had any contact with the kids. They're not letting anybody. We have tried since the news broke. I have tried to get visits, phone calls, something. They, the guardian attorney, do keep in touch with us letting us know how the children are. The children are doing great.